Ladies and gentlemen, I think we are live. I'm going to make sure that we are, though. Looks like we are live with the day after series. It's been a while since we've had an episode to record, so it's definitely good to be back on here. I think I ended up going like a minute live for the stream, but that's all right. I'm watching the Masters, so if you guys see me look down here, it's because I'm trying to see if Tiger Woods is going to win his 15th major and his 5th Masters in Augusta, Georgia before that storm that's outside hits them. So hopefully they can get off the course pretty quickly here because that storm is heading their way pretty quick. But I just finished recording an episode of the Portland series. That if you guys are wanting to check that out, we're trying to win the MLS Cup with every team in the league. So we're doing Atlanta United, we're doing Portland, trying to win the league, seeing what we can do. And then we'll move on to 2 more teams and just keep progressing like that until FIFA 20 comes out. So other than that, let's talk about the game from yesterday. I think we're dropping frames. Probably. Yeah, we are. So let's do that. And that, and that. I'm going to try not to watch the Masters right now so we can focus up. But I do want to talk about the match yesterday. Obviously, BARCO was the man of the moment, man of the match, man of the whatever you want to call it. But he was an absolute animal. And he did crazy things, but it was really, really, really awesome to see BARCO do well. Obviously, I was one of his biggest critics last year. I said a lot of things, but I still think there's a lot of reason why I said a lot of those things, and I'm still okay with what I said in those moments because there was, I think it... I don't want to say I think the hate made him a better player, but I think it got him more focused. He started realizing what he needed to do. Maybe he just works better in this formation anyways. I think he is a better center attacking mid than he is a left wing. I think he does really well doing what Miggy did, where he starts on the center mid spot and then kicks out to the left or goes down the middle. And he gets himself into opportunities where he's able to score goals. So it was really, really, really good to see BARCO do well. Obviously, we are all hoping Eric Remedi has a speedy recovery. There were comments being made that he didn't remember things about the game, which is super, super worrying at the end of the day. There's no such thing as a minor concussion. Always remember that. So definitely, keep Eric Remedi in your thoughts. Hope he gets well soon. But Nagbe and Lorenowitz, I think they're going to be able to hold it down in the midfield. They did really well. I wanted to see Nagbe in that center attacking mid role like Dan Gargan was saying last night, just because I wanted to see what kind of goals that he could create. I wanted to see if he was going to take shots, if he was going to do the things that he needed to do well for Atlanta United in that center attacking mid role. Obviously, we still had Pity and BARCO on the bench if the experiment didn't work out well, but it ended up coming a little sooner. Nagbe did well in his normal center mid box-to-box midfielder role where he got the ball where he needed to, he distributed where he needed it to, and it was an all-around really good game. At least the first half-wise was absolutely great in terms of the chances we were creating. Joseph wasn't able to shoot. It almost looked like he didn't have the right shoes on. I say that because he slipped on almost every shot, and it didn't look like he ever got his feet set or knew the timing of where he needed to be positioned on the field, and it just kind of didn't look like it was connecting for him, but he wasn't beating himself up about it. I did kind of jokingly say to some friends last night that Joseph might not score 15 goals this year if he isn't beating himself up every time he misses a goal, because that was his big thing, is that he had to score a hat trick every game or he wasn't happy. Even when he was scoring, he wasn't happy because he knew he could have scored more. So I'm interested to see if that kind of mentality comes back into Joseph's gameplay, but I think he's also taking on the role of being kind of more of a Miggy, where he's the facilitator of the ball. He doesn't really need his name to be the biggest name on the team anymore. He proved his point. He proved he's like one of the best strikers in the league. I think he wants to redevelop himself, recreate himself, and do more with what he has and just keep progressing in that manner. So it's going to be super interesting to see how Joseph develops over this next year. I will be super, super interested to see how things go. Hopefully he can get back to scoring ways. If he doesn't, we still have players like BARCO that's learning he can shoot more now. Pity came on the field, was running more, looked more comfortable, wanted to run after the ball, had that intensity in his gameplay. Hopefully he can keep into the game. Hopefully Eric Remedi has a speedy recovery, but Jeff Lorenowitz did well at center defensive mid. Nagbe did well at box-to-box midfielder, and obviously we saw a creative mid in the game as well. I think Tito deserves to be in the game from the start here on out. Even if he's not scoring goals, he did get an assist, but he spreads out the defense. Anytime we scored, it's because we moved their defense around. We put players into positions where they weren't comfortable. And it was just kind of this constant developing thing of there was one defender that was basically their only chance at keeping a clean sheet, and anytime we pulled him out of position, we were able to score, obviously, on the BARCO goal from Tito. And then that defender was also on the other side of the field when BARCO decided to curl the ball in from God knows where and surprise everybody. But it was really, really good to see. Again, there's not too much to talk about, but I did want to kind of talk about that formation that we were running last night, because it was a little bit of a surprising one for sure, to kind of see the positioning of those players. It was a lot of players where you would think it would turn back into a 3-4-3 or a 3-5-2 even, is what I was predicting to happen, a 3-4-1-2, 3-5-2, whatever you want to call it. So it was interesting to see that wasn't the formation that we actually ended up running, and we ended up going with a 4 in the back, and Michael Parkhurst did well at right back, which shouldn't be that surprising because he did play there in Europe. Whenever he was in Europe, he was a right back, and when he came back to the U.S., he kind of redeveloped himself back into a center back and did well there. But he's always had that right back mentality or wing back mentality because he played on the left as well. So he has that ability to play in multiple positions. He understands the game well enough to play multiple positions. I didn't think they were going to put him there for the entire game just because of pace reasons. But he is, again, a smart player who knows where to be, when to be. So he ends up being in the right places at the right time, and continues to impress for us and continue to put himself into the right positions where he's going to do well and continue to help the team, which he mentioned earlier this week, that he's going to do whatever he needs to make sure the team does well, even if that means he has to leave the team or sit the bench and be a sub, or if he needs to play right back, left back, center back, he's going to do whatever he needs for this team to win another title and get back onto winning ways. So that was always really good to hear. Miles did incredible, probably one of the best players on the field again. Kind of a weird game because in New England, I think there were a lot of people that live in the New England area that were there for Julian Gressel, for Miles Robinson, and for one other player that I'm forgetting right now. Jeff Lorenowitz can be thrown on the list because he used to play there as well. But Miles had fans and family in the crowd. I was hearing Gressel's name shouted a lot, and I don't think it was Atlanta United fans that were shouting it because Rhode Island's in the vicinity, so he may have had some friends come out from Providence. But it's definitely an interesting thing to see for sure. But I think the team played really well. LGP played well. It was nice to see Franco come out, and Franco Escobar played at left back and did well there. So if we need him to do that position, it's great. Again, Breck Shea, it's like he gets himself into really good positions, and I get really excited because I want to see him do well, because I do like Breck Shea and I want to see him succeed. But then he ends up throwing a pass in the wrong position, and he ends up losing the ball or doing something that's going to make more people mad at him. Luckily, the team did well, so I don't think a lot of people are going to talk about what Breck Shea was doing. But he was getting himself into decent positions at that left wing spot, whether it was just kind of dumb luck or if he actually was planning to be into the positions that he was in. He was playing well at left wing when we put him there. So it was really good to see Breck Shea do well in the latter parts of the games, which he was doing the same in the Columbus game in the middle of the monsoon that was going on there as well. So it shouldn't be too surprising. I do want to keep this episode short, and for whatever reason I'm dropping frames. There's probably something going on with my network because of all the rain and crap that's going on outside. But I did just kind of want to touch on those couple things. BARCO did incredible. Pity looked decent for the 10 minutes he was in. We went to a 3-5-2, or a 3-4-3 rather, at the end of the game to keep shape, to be defensive, and it worked out well. So I'm okay if Frank DeBoer wants to keep doing that for the last 30 minutes of the game. It looked really good at that moment. and it could end up working out for us. It was kind of a 3-4-3, but then at the same time, Michael Parkhurst was still playing right back, so it was still kind of a 4 in the back as well. So it was kind of a rotation of players, and it's good that there's a disorganized mess to the organized genius of the team, and I throw air quotes around genius for a reason. We'll see how it keeps going over the next couple weeks. FC Dallas is next week. It is a home game. I will not be there, sadly, but I will be watching the game from away from the stadium. So that's really all I have to say about the game. Again, I wanted to keep it short. Internet's going crazy anyways. I'm going to go watch the Masters and all the other sporting events and Game of Thrones tonight. I'm going to be recording the Portland series and the Atlanta United series, so the next couple days expect Portland to go up, and then Atlanta will go up again after that. And we're going to keep a nice little rotation on those two series. If you guys did enjoy, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe if you're new. We're getting closer to 1,000, and hopefully we can hit that mark before FIFA 20, because I have tons of content ideas for FIFA 20 that I'm really excited to get out for you guys. But again, if you guys did enjoy, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. And until the next one, I'll see you guys later. Peace.